Good morning. So we are out on the farm again today, and we are going to be starting to pull the engine on the 1-ton. This took me and my wife's cousin about 8 hours to pull the one out of the vehicle that the engine that's going in here came out of. So now I'm by myself, so hopefully it won't take like 16 hours, double the time. I've done it once before, but yeah, I'm not going to get it all done today. Probably be a couple of videos on this, kind of just showing you what we're doing and how we did it last time, so stay tuned. All right, well, it's that time of year again. It's the perfect temperature outside. You see? Yep, for pulling engines. Apparently, yeah. We are going to start with the pull on the 1-ton, and then putting an engine back in. Hopefully we don't get too much snow before all this happens. It's going to be a long job, long process. Hopefully this one will go a lot smoother than the Roadmaster. Obviously we're not changing a bunch of stuff, so there's not a lot of modification that has to go into it. So we're really, all we're going to be dealing with is old rusted bolts and things like that that will take us time. Disassembly is going to be a long process. We're going to remove the grill and the support from the inside here, so that you can bring it out this way just over the bumper instead of having to lift it out over the top of this. This I had to, you know, spend 70 bucks or so. No, it was $83, if I remember correctly. To be able to take the most of the transmission bolts out. Now a couple of them can come out from the top, if I remember correctly from doing this last time. So, you know, we'll get those that way, but the ones on the bottom, there isn't really any good way to get to them with everything that's in the way. They've really packed these in here in these ears. I'm sure it's worse now. But yeah, so really today what we're working on is going to be just disassembling. I don't know that I'll get into major interior disassembly of the engine or anything like that. I only got about 5 hours or so to get this done today. And we're gonna just, yeah, that's what we're gonna do. When it comes to it, we're gonna take the intake out. That's what we did last time, took the intake off, pulled it that way. The intake on the other vehicle or other engine is already off, so it just makes sense, and it made it easier. We were able then to sink the plate in on top of the engine. I have one of those LS plates from when we were doing the Crown Vic, which we were going to be getting back to as well. I'm going to get that one back into my shop, or whatever you want to call it, my Model T garage back at the house, and we're going to start dropping that engine in and or welding the mounts in for everything so that we can get the transmission crossmember in and get the engine mounted, and then we'll start to think about what we're going to do as an engine. I think what's going to happen is that's kind of where that one's going to end. We might start doing some cleanup on the frame and stuff like that this winter as well. Spend my time wisely doing that, so that I don't, you know, have to get everything in and then do it. You know, like that doesn't make any sense. Kind of like what we did with the Roadmaster. I got some welds to do on the frame to fix some spots in the frame that are very common for Crown Vics to be rusted out. There's other stuff that's going to need to be done. You know, that when it comes down to it, that car is always meant to be like a level 2 for us. The Roadmaster is only going to take us so far. I don't plan on sticking millions of dollars into it, or hundreds of thousands or whatever. I mean, maybe we'll get to a point where we do that. But we'll see what happens. But the Crown Vic has always kind of been, let's get this thing so we can possibly put it in a position at some point to run 6s in the quarter mile. I don't know why. It's just what I want to do with that car. So yeah. Anyway, I digress. Let's get back to the task at hand. The other thing that's nice about taking all this off, and I realize that it's a lot harder, but you don't have to take the hood off then, you know, which means that when I leave here, all I gotta do is tie it down and the engine is covered, you know. One thing I did not think about today, so I'm not gonna be able to get very, very far. I'll have to do a lot of other things around to, you know, like wire disconnects and stuff like that, maybe work on the exhaust. But I didn't bring anything to put the antifreeze in, so I may have to do that tomorrow and bring something out and just dump the antifreeze out of it and get that done, because it is still full of antifreeze. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. All right, let's get to it. So what are we gonna need first? Hell, let's get the battery out of there. Yeah, that's what I think. Good place to start. Take the battery out. And then try not to lose the bolts. Put these there. Perfect. You know, I'm putting stuff in places where I'm not going to know where it is, so that I'm going to have to buy new stuff, you know, whenever I go to put the battery back in. That way I have to go buy new bolts. So I'm going to, you know, because I can't find them. So anyway, yeah. I was hoping this was going to go easy. So now normally with like a side cutters, you know, it's got a cutter in there. Right now, if that was all side, you know, that's, this was all cutter, I could slide this underneath here, and they usually have a nice shape. It's a V in there, so then when you lift, you can do that, and then you can lift on it, you know what I'm saying? But none of that's working today. And maybe I should just buy the tool it takes to get this out of here, or have brought that to begin with. That would be a good idea. But I would imagine these have never been taken out. Oh, there we go. See, there we go. Just a little, you know, too much talking, some ambition. So, for those of you who have never taken out one of these era Chevy grill, I've almost got it off here. So, literally, there's a little thing here to twist and a little thing here to twist. I'll show you. And then the sides are actually held in with little clips like this. So this side goes onto the plastic here. I'll show you. And then this just is bubbled out and it just slides into a piece of metal in the fender, or into the fender, I guess. So let me show you. So you can see there, that right there, the end there, right there. That is where this piece goes, okay? And this piece slides on there, and then it goes into, I don't know, we can't see it, there's a little hole there. It's a little square hole. So then anyway, these twist, and you can see when they twist, they lock, and then they unlock, okay? There's two of those here and here. Then there is this bolt, and then on that side there's going to be another one of these holding that on. And then also this brace down here, you're probably not going to be able to see it, but there is another one of these pieces or something like this on the end of this that goes underneath and into this bracket, and that is what holds that on. So a lot of it just pulls out, you know. There's one bolt, and I think that's kind of why there is, I have seen them on the internet, and I don't know what year that it has been, but people have been stealing Chevy pickup truck grills, and they just come up and they do a couple of things, and that you know, because you can get to some of this, and then they just grab and they pull, you know. So not extremely hard to get off there. Not really time consuming either. Most of this comes out, I gotta get, like I said, one bolt, and it's just kind of, if I can get it pulled out of there, see? So, all right, I'm gonna get back to it here. And we're gonna try to play this game again, because, you know, I only lost half the bolts to the Roadmaster. So, I think that's pretty good. I only had to, you know, figure out half the bolts at the end of the thing. So, I mean, if I just put it in there, hopefully it'll be there when I'm done. Or putting it back together, you know. We'll see what happens. All right, and there's apparently 2 more of those deals like up here on the top where they just twist on the bottom side. Well, as you can see, we've made some progress. I got the front radiator and so other stuff support, because supports all that up there in front out. Took out the headlights. Now I'm about ready to just pack up and get back. It's starting to get a little chillier out. I didn't really plan for that very well. I got to tie the hood down, put some stuff away, and then I'm going to be heading out for the night. We'll probably be out here sometime within the next week, as long as it doesn't snow. Trying to think about what's all going on. Oh yeah, we got Thanksgiving next week. Gobble gobble. Yeah, bring pans out to drain all the fluids. And then we'll be pulling the radiator and pretty much getting at the engine itself. I haven't really done too much except for get the manifolds disconnected, or exhaust manifolds disconnected. So, you know, hopefully it won't be too bad. There was nothing at all in the air conditioning. Nothing there. So probably a leak somewhere, probably have all that replaced, just so that we can have peace of mind that it's a good working unit, because it is a pull rig, so it would be nice to be comfortable while you're pulling stuff down the road, you know. So yeah, I'm gonna get this all packed up, and then, well, we'll see you in a couple days. Well, good afternoon. It is Sunday after Thanksgiving. It's the first chance I've had to get out here after the whole busy Thanksgiving weekend and week with work and stuff. Yeah, so I only got a couple hours today. It was kind of chilly out this morning. Took me a little time to get stuff put together to come out here. So, but today, like I said, we're going to be getting this radiator out here and then starting to strip the wiring back on the 1-ton here, so that we can start to put the engine in. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. I'm going to get back to it. I forgot some stuff, so obviously my wonderful wife is headed out here right now to help drop it off, or to drop it off to me, so that I can, you know, finish going about what I'm doing and not have to run back into town and come back out and waste an hour of my day. So, yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna get to it. Well, as you can see, my mess has got twice as big, but I got it out. I did notice a few things that I'm going to show you. I'm guessing these hoses have never been replaced. Just trying to get this off. This one tore, and this one tore. Wasn't even pulling on it that hard. So I am now going to have to replace the heater hose. That's fine. I think I might do radiator hoses as well. And anything else, I mean, obviously belt will go. But just get all of the little maintenance stuff out of the way so that I don't have to worry about it for a little while, you know. Yeah, a lot of these little ones are okay. Like this one looks like it's going to be okay. There's another one on the radiator that's a little one that goes up here. That one's going to be okay. I don't know exactly what that one does, but that hose looked fine. The steel lines, they all look all right. I'll clean them up, obviously. Here. The other one's attached to the secondary cooler that attaches to this one, right? There's a secondary cooler for the transmission up here. All those hoses looked okay. I might look into this. This thing is pretty decayed. This is supposed to be a pull rig. So we kind of want, you know, it to be pretty reliable. So that's got to be replaced, and so I might as well do that all when I do that. Hydro boost. So, but yeah, I'm getting there. Probably tarp it for the night. I don't even know what time it is. It is not going to tell me. Oh, I got my phone. It is 2 o'clock. I wouldn't say we're moving fast, but we're getting there, I guess. Yeah, I will check in a little while. I'm going to start unhooking wires and stuff like that, I think. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I was thinking that I wasn't going to have to get a step ladder, but I may still have to do that. Holy moly. Alright, so we got the engine wiring off of the top. There's a few things left on the bottom. I believe there's a engine oil level sensor and starter stuff and NOx sensors. Nope, NOx sensors are going to be in the top underneath the intake. Intake's got to come off, but I don't have anything. I don't have the plate to cover that up with right away. We're not prepared to actually pull it today, so I'm not going to take that off here. Yeah, but hopefully next time we're out here and pulling this engine out, I'm going to shut it down for today. We've only been out here a couple hours, but I've got as far as pretty much I can go without a little bit of help. Need a couple extra hands to, you know, jack up here, jack up, you know, lower there. I mean, I can probably get the engine mounts done myself, but yeah, I'm just going to start cleaning up, get this mess I've done cleaned up. And then next time we'll come out with a few more extra hours so that we can try and get the old engine out. You know, I'm guessing we're only a couple hours away from that, and then at least set the new engine in and put a couple of transmission housing bolts in and motor mount bolts in. Don't know we'll get much further than that, but it'll be a good amount of work for one day to just do that. And I'll probably dump some transmission fluid down the cylinders of that engine as well and into the crankcase and see if I can't get it circulating through the engine a little bit with, you know, by winding on the crank a little bit. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So I will see you when we're out here again next time. Good morning. or afternoon. I actually don't know what time it is. What time is it? I don't know. That doesn't say. Anyway, we're back out here working on the 1-ton. Yeah, going to be trying to get the old engine out, and at least the new one set back down. That might take a little bit of finagling. I still got to get the exhaust manifolds off that, and I think the EGR tube might be an issue, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, but yeah, so we're doing that. Yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna take and just start working at it, and we'll see what happens. Plan is my wife's going to show up here in a little while, a couple hours. She's at work right now. It's a Saturday. She's working on a Saturday because she's, you know, well, that's what she does. Anyway, and I'm going to take and start getting this all tore down the rest of the way. I got to get the starter out and transmission bolts out, and the wiring off of the bottom side starter's wiring's got to come out of there. Whatever. Really isn't that much stuff left to do. Some of the stuff we can get as it comes out. When she gets here, then we'll do the flywheel bolts. Yeah, so I'm going to get started. Yeah. Well, it's been like a month and a half. It seems like a month and a half at least. It was a while ago that I was out here working on this. So last night we came out, but we didn't film because, well, I forgot the camera. And the new one. And well, tonight we came out and I forgot the new camera. So we're using my phone again for this random part of the video. But we got the old engine out. It's sitting right there next to my wife, who's holding the camera very nicely. And this is the one that's going in. I didn't get that off because you can't without taking that off there. Anyway, everything's getting ready. We're getting ready to drop it in. We're going to do that. And then tomorrow we'll be back out here to finish, you know, we're not finished, probably start putting everything back together. We'll get a couple of transmission bolts in tonight. And that'll probably be about it. Have to really start putting it way back, or really putting it together tomorrow. Yeah, but for right now, this is where we're at, and I just thought I'd update you a little bit. So it's been a lot of fun. Come look at this engine bay. A little grimy, a little rusty, but yeah, we're ready to go. I got the bottom of the transmission sitting in there just because it's a pain in the butt. It's got to go up, or you can't get it out of there with the exhaust the way it is in its original spot, so that I know once that transmission jack, or the jack on the transmission, goes down, I got to have that down there, or I'm not going to be able to get it back up there without dropping the exhaust. So trying not to drop the exhaust. That's all I'm doing. But for right now, we're just going to get it in here, to get the new engine in here, and yeah. Well, the other thing I had to really do to this thing, the old engine had an oil cooler, and this engine came out of a 2500, and it did not have an oil cooler. So we took this off of the engine of the original engine for the 1-ton, cleaned it out the best we could with brake clean and parts cleaner, cleaned it up, threw it back on here. We did find that has a quarter-size hole in the side of the block. Tomorrow in the daylight, I will show you. It's still really weird to me that when I dumped the oil out of that engine, there was no shrapnel in it. So, I don't know. We're going to tear that apart. That maybe be another video, see what's wrong with that engine. And I know for sure we got to get another block. So, I am so far as long as this engine runs, I'm 1 for 3, or 1 6-liter to 2 6-liters. So many, I keep getting junk ones. So hopefully this one's, fingers crossed. Hopefully this one's a good engine. We know it's got a lot of miles on it, so we're going to be doing this again someday. Hopefully it'll be when it's warm out, because it's about, what, 30, maybe 25 degrees out here. We got a heater on over here. We actually have a NEPCO on over there, but we unplugged it so that we could run a light so that we could kind of see them in the video. So anyway, we're going to get back to it. We'll see you in a little while. Well, it is Sunday the 2nd. Yesterday was Saturday the 1st. It was almost Saturday, the first day of hell, but no, I'm just kidding. We didn't get anything done, really. My wife was able to vacuum and clean some stuff up on top of the engine, but everything I did has to be undone today because I forgot to put in torque converter bolts. So we're gonna go do that. Yeah, hopefully I'm gonna get a lot done. She's not gonna be here all day, so this is the first thing we're gonna work on. My goal today is to get rid of the groundwork. So the next thing after torque converter bolts is going to be mounting this exhaust manifold on the passenger side so that I can get that onto the side of the engine. There's a little ring that's got to go in there. I don't know whether I've got to peel the other old ring out or what's going to go on here. I think I have to kind of chip that out of there. But anyway, yeah, hopefully that goes well. We'll see what happens. After that, truthfully, all we have to do is just start hooking things up, and that'll be get the center plate on, or the valve cover, not valve cover. The, oh my gosh, what's it called? Valley cover on and get the knock sensors in, and then it'll be ready to have the intake put on. I probably won't hook up any wires or anything till we get the intake put on, just so that we can then, drape the wires in the proper manner so that we're not pushing and pulling. It's supposed to be really nice today. Well, at least for the beginning of February in Minnesota, it's supposed to be a really nice day. We're supposed to hit the low 40s, could be into the mid 40s, which truthfully is fantastic. Not could be fantastic, is fantastic for here. So yeah, we're gonna get this done, and hopefully it won't be that much longer. It's supposed to get back down into the 20s here soon. If I can get all the wires hooked up today, which is really what I'm worried about. I don't want to be hooking a bunch of wires up when it's really cold out here, because it's supposed to drop back down into the 20s, like I said. And I don't want to be breaking stuff and stuff like that. So we're going to try and get all the wires hooked up today before I leave here, even if I have to be here late. Yeah. And then after that, really what's got to go on is we're talking about radiator and things like that. Hoses get hooked up. Yeah, we're hoping for good things today. So we're gonna get started. So most of the day, my wife has been cleaning this up. We just took the pull plate off, or I just did. She actually just left. She's got to work tonight. So I'm gonna finish cleaning this little area here, and we're gonna put the new gasket down, get the oil pressure sender in the back, and then I think this is the cam position sensor in and then get the valve, or yeah, we'll get the knock sensors in, which go here and here. I'm gonna kind of spray some brake and parts cleaner down just to see if we can wash anything down that may have gotten in there, little particles from it sitting and from us cleaning. We've been trying to be fairly decent at it, but you know, sometimes we're not the carefulest, I guess. Yeah, so, oop. I don't have the clips to hook up the radiator side of the oil cooler yet, so I have to get those because I damaged them. They were pretty rotten whenever we got the truck, so pulling them off, they got damaged. I think the tranny cooler ones are about the same, so I got to get 4 clips, then that can go in. Once that's done, we can put oil in it and start it up. I got to figure out. Yeah, them things are as hard as a rock. Okay. We're gonna roll without them, I guess. If it's a mistake, it's a mistake. I know, I only cleaned one side of this thing too. So. Alright, well, it is getting to be the end of the day. It's 4:30 in the afternoon. Temperature is dropping quick here. It's supposed to snow a little bit tonight, sounds like, so I am trying to get everything tore down. And actually I got to turn that off, otherwise I won't be able to get it in the car. It'll still be hot. So yeah, trying to get, I'll probably cover the engine, maybe, we'll see. That thing really doesn't matter, it can sit there like that. It's got good heads and stuff on it, probably needs to be rebuilt. So well, I mean, the heads need to be rebuilt. Not sure there's a lot of other good usable parts in there, but we'll see. Yeah, so as of right now, I'm just cleaning up. Got a lot done. I mean, all of this is bolted on and ready to go. I got the EGR pipe on. Really down to hoses and alternator. I guess I could have got the alternator on today, but I just didn't. So we're down to hoses and radiator. Man, fan shroud. Not a lot left. Not a lot left at all. just running out of time, and it's getting chilly, and it's been a long day. I've been out here pretty much all day doing this, so. But we got a lot done, so that's good. You know? I got a lot of bolts left. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it is what it is. So, all right, I'll fill you in as we go. I'll bring the camera along. Once we start to close this up, if we get a couple of good warmer days again here in February, we'll be working on this again. Yeah, this has been going to be a long process. I think I'm going to end up having to do a different video in the middle of this, being able to, you know, so that I can keep on track with doing one every couple of weeks. So we'll see what happens. All right. After the burnouts. Yeah. Like really good. We are getting ready to start the engine for the first time. It's not completely put together, but this is a good point to see if we're wasting our time or not. So, yeah, here we go. Okay, take two. Positive one first. Problem with the ground wire, maybe? Okay, pull it off there. Showing oil pressure, but so this one runs, but it has a tick. So we're gonna, well, I gotta get the alternator on it so that it stays running. But until then, yeah, let me shut this off. We're gonna shut this off for a second. Bye. Take two. We've got the serpentine belt on and the alternator on, and everything's working that way. So hopefully it'll run for a little while so we can get rid of this tick. That's what I'm worried about. Is that it's a collapsed lifter, and we're gonna have to tear the engine apart, which I don't want to have to do. So here we go. Has a slight tick to it. This engine was in a truck that was rolled over. So hopefully this is just going to go away the more it's run. It's just a collapsed lifter, or it's just, been sitting, because it's been sitting for over a year. So hopefully this will just go away. I mean, like, it sounds okay. It's a little bit of a miss now. At least we're on the right track here. I'm just going to let it run. I don't want it to run for a super long amount of time. We got plugs, wires, all that stuff to make it run. I still got to put, like I said, coolant in it. That'll help it a little bit. I know that those sensors actually tell the computer what the temperature of the engine is, just like these here, that the mass airflow tells how much air is going through at what temperature, and there's another air temperature sensor somewhere. It does sound to me like it's getting quieter. I put a bunch of Lucas in it. I put in almost one full jug. Yeah, it's going away. You hear that? There's no real noise anymore, so we're good. We're going to shut it off here just so we don't burn it up. But yeah, we have a running vehicle, so kind of happy about that. One last thing I'm going to do is just see if I'm going to put my foot on the brake while it's running. It is still on jack stands, so hopefully we don't knock it off here. But I'm going to take and just kind of cycle it to make sure that the what do you call it, torque converter is in there correctly. If I can get in. Okay, yeah, that seemed to work. I don't know if you can see the movement. And this noise is down to minimal. It just needed to be pumped up. That's all that's going on. So anyway, yeah, that's what where we're at. We got a running vehicle. So it took a long time to film this thing. We've been working on this since almost since we got back from what's it called, the Go Power Sports 180 in November. So like the third week or second week in November, we've been working on this thing, just a little bit at a time. Obviously, the front end is not complete. It needs water, but we didn't want to go too far and get too crazy, get everything put back together, and then not have a running engine. So this is a good start. This will give me some time to get it running and see how things are. But thanks for joining me, and hope to see you next time.